doing that? Just stop! Lose! What is wrong with you?
What's up, everybody? This is my name is Ito Black. Welcome back to the PW Zone. So I'm here to review Night 2, WrestleMania 39, that happened last night. And in the words of the current AEW World Champion MJF, Night 2 was mid. And we established this. We already kind of figured Night 2 would be lackluster, and night 1 has always been, ever since it wasn't me that been doing 2 nights. Night 1 has always been a better night. It was always questions why they just do one night again, since they're not in the pandemic anymore. But like, Night 1 has always been better than Night 2. I mean, I always thought that night 2 WrestleMania 37 was a little bit better, based off how good the matches were on that one. There were more matches that were better than Night 1. But except for Zara Savant, that was really fucking good. But as far as this year is concerned, Night 2 was the mid, and some of the matches on the cards didn't even happen in the first place. Like the first 2 matches on the card, they just got those 2 matches out of the way because they knew those matches were a waste of time. But let's talk briefly about Brock Lesnar versus Omos. First and foremost, Omos' new theme song, fucking hate it. What would they need? Why they need to change it anyway? His first theme song he had was good enough. I mean that's it. It goes hard, and it is one of my favorite theme songs they had. But the fact that they changed it for reasons is beyond me. But Brock Lesnar comes out smiling, just like you already know he doesn't want to be there, and as he said before, or he has that mentality: if you're not last, then you want to go first. If you're not the main event, then there's no point of him waiting in the back and waiting for his match to happen, especially against someone like Omos. But the match started off with Omos getting up hand early on, and they make it seem like Brock Lesnar had to have fought anyone like Omos, but like, we act like this guy had not fought guys like Big Show, guys like Braun Strowman. Like, he's capable of going against big guys like this. So like, Omos is no different. In fact, Big Show and Braun Strowman are way better than Omos, in my opinion. But once Brock Lesnar got the groove, giving him a few suplexes here and there, out of nowhere, Brock Lesnar hits 1 F5, and that was enough to take down Nigerian Giant. And yeah, the fact that this match even happened, waste of time. Just like the next match that we gotta talk about, the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match, the Women's WrestleMania Showcase match. I mean, Natalia's IC, Liv Morgan, Kelly Gonzalez, Team Karen, Sonya Deville, and Chelsea Green, and the eventual winner of this match, Wanda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. Okay, I'm done talking about this match. Anyway, next match we gotta talk about is the Triple Threat match. And this is where, for a lot of people, Night 2 officially began. It's the Triple Threat match between Walter, or Gunther, call it whatever you want, versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. And honestly, this match should have been a one-on-one match. I still think that this match should have been one-on-one with Sheamus and Walter, but adding Drew here was not that big of a deal. It was still a great match nonetheless. A very hard-hitting, very intense match from start to finish. I mean, you had the global ass kisser to Titus O'Neil on commentary. Didn't make I didn't care. I had my laptop pretty much muted the whole match, and also I was making food, so I was going back and forth. But some of the things I did see in this match were watching, like same as constantly hitting Drew McIntyre with the 10 beats of Bella. It's not 10 beats anymore. It's like 15 to 20 beats. Cause that he says clobbering you with those shots to the chest, and then, of course, Walter being dominant as always, taking out Sheamus and Drew. At one point, it was like a one-on-one match between Sheamus and Drew, and and we all thought that one of those guys gonna be the one that could take the pin. But as soon as Sami get the ball kick off of Drew McIntyre, Walter climbs on the top rope and splashes both Walter, same as Andrew, while Sami was covering Drew McIntyre, and Walter just comes in and get ready both men power bombs. Sami power bomb. Sami gets power bomb onto Drew McIntyre's back, and then power bomb to Drew McIntyre, and then eventually another power bomb to Sami, and Walter gets the win, retaining the ugly ass IC Championship. That title design had not gone on me not one damn bit. At least the Euro Championship has gone on me. I mean, I still prefer the original Euro Championship design, but that Euro Championship belt design is not that bad at all. But the IC Championship, there was no need for them to change the design of that belt at all. If they would have had the classic IC Championship belt with the right, especially with the right strap, that would have been perfect on Walter, in my opinion. But Walter's still champion. Not mad at the decision. I did pick Sami to win, but Walter. Who gonna take the title on Walter? At this point, might as well just bring in Bobby Lashley to SmackDown and try to take that title off Walter. Even though Bobby Lashley got done dirty by WWE. It's not Bobby Lashley's fault. It's kind of Bray Wyatt's fault. Again, this guy, coming in trying to have issues with creative. Plus, he got sick. I'm not blaming him for the illness he got, but I'm blaming him for bitching in the morning about creative. But I don't know why you're bitching about it, because most of your creative ideas suck. They have been sucking ever since he came back, Bray. So cut the shit. But anyway, next match. Before we got the next match, we had another in-ring segment with Snoop Dogg and Miz. They set the attendance record for the attendance number for night 2 of WrestleMania happened to be 1,000 more than last night, the night before, which is kind of weird. But anyway, those numbers have been BS from day one. But Miz was upset at Snoop Dogg for pretty much leaving high and dry, having to get his ass kicked by both Pat McAfee and George Kittle, the 49ers tight end. And Snoop Dogg was like, you know what? I apologize, but I also got another surprise for you. And it's none other than the best in the world, Sandman. Anyone asked for Sandman to return. We haven't seen the Sandman in WWE since he tried to book himself to win the World Rumble back in 2022, last year. But we haven't seen him since. And we could have another important matchup with Miz taking on Sandman, and we still have not forgot about how Sandman completely just buried Miz, being in 2 straight pay-per-view matches in a row. And the match didn't end. That didn't end with anyone with an official winner of between these two, at least, because Sandman does a weekly frog, and he knee buckles, and some people thought it was fake. He got fake people out. He got get right back up and hit the coast to coast, whatever the hell. But he really did get hurt, because the referee and the medical team checked on him, and he was indeed hurt by that at the leapfrog. But Snoop Dogg, being the genius that he is, improvised, knocking out Miz middle of the ring. He does the doggy elbow, his version of the people's elbow, and he gets the win. Freaking Snoop Dogg over here getting his first official WWE career win, and it was a cool moment to see. Yeah, the Emery Summit said never happened, but having Snoop Dogg interacting and getting physical with the wrestlers is funny as hell. But what's not funny as hell was the next match we gotta talk about, and that is Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Yeah, this was a good match. Don't get me wrong, but the outcome, really, we gotta have Bianca Belair retain the title here and have Asuka be 0-5 at WrestleMania. So we got to have Asuka be the new Sasha Banks and have her lose every WrestleMania now. Is that what we're doing? It's like, again, it was a decent match. Will I say this better than Solid versus Rhea? No, it was not. I still think that match was a lot better than this match. Not, I don't think it was a 5-star classic like everybody is saying, but this match with Asuka and Bianca was not that bad either. At one point, Asuka was trying to do the miss to Bianca, but Bianca ducked out of the way. Asuka tried her hardest to just get the win here, but Bianca just magically found a way to beat Asuka to retain the title. I have a feeling this is not over for Bianca and Asuka, especially since Asuka basically said on Twitter that she's ready to just cause chaos in the women's division and take out everybody that sees fit. When that's the case, then go ahead, do it. Just kill everybody in the whole division like you meant to do, because you had Asuka have do this gimmick like the variation WWE variation of the Kana gimmick, and you still fucked it up. Just like you fucked up your variation of broken Matt Hardy gimmick, just like you fucked up multiple times with the variation of Bullet Club when you did it with Finn Balor, you did it with AJ Styles, still sucks. And now you're doing with Asuka, doing your variation on Kana. So it's so dumb. It's just like why are we having Asuka lose again at WrestleMania? Why? It's horseshit. But again, I'm happy for Bianca. I'm not mad at Bianca. I am a Bianca fan. I mean, I'm congratulations for having her be women's champion for over a year. But Asuka should have won here. That's all I gotta say about that. And we move on to the next match. The first time since 7 years, WrestleMania 32, that we have a Hell in a Cell match. And this match has a demon and a vampire. Of course, I'm talking about Brood Edge versus Demon Finn Balor. The entrances was a lot better than the match. That's all I gotta say. We got Edge coming out from the fire, through the fire, on the middle of the stage. Playing Slayer in the background was it's like soccer me, because they actually had Slayer playing, and then he did the hook. You know me, the entrance. Like they just had that entrance lay out all the way to the ring. Have Slayer play while you head to the ring. Like don't half-ass it. So you gotta do the whole thing, do the whole Brood entrance. Go all the way with it. Don't half-ass it. But it's still cool entrance nonetheless. People thought we got to see Gangrel in this match, but he didn't show up. But Demon Finn Balor comes out, walking the purple and black, a little bit of red. I wanted him to wear purple and black paint, and he did. He came out with these sticks that was spraying out purple smoke. I don't know. There's a name for those sticks. I don't know what they call, but I'm probably pretty sure somebody in the comments gonna say what it is. So if you know what it is, let me know. But the match itself was kind of meh. I thought it was gonna be a lot better, especially since it's Hell in a Cell, since it's Demon Finn Balor versus this version of Edge that Brood Edge that they call it now, like whatever. So I thought it was gonna be better, but it ended up being a complete waste of time, in my opinion. It was lackluster. It was a couple of spots here and there that were okay. At one point, Finn Balor was trying to do the coup de grace on a ladder that was popped up on the outside of the cell, go the inside the ring, through a table to Edge, but he misses and he landed right on the table on feet first, and that kind of fucked up his knees a little bit. At one point, Edge threw a ladder at Finn Balor's face, and he got busted open like right on top of here. There's a picture of Finn Balor's a scar that he had off that spot, and they had to stop the match for like 2 minutes because of that. And even Finn Balor was trying to stop the referee from stopping the match, especially since it's Hell in a Cell. But the rest of the match was okay. I'm not saying it's a terrible match, but it was. It could have been a lot better. But in the end, Edge wins. We're going to Concerto, slaying the Demon, and ending this feud. Thank God that this feud is over with Edge and Judgment Day, and just. I'm glad that Finn Balor lost at the Demon this way than Roman Reigns, than him losing Roman Reigns from the grace of God, helping Roman Reigns with him falling down and falling flat on his face. But it is kind of disappointing to see the Demon lose again on pay-per-view, since he was on a dominant streak down at NXT. He only lost one time at the Demon. That was that one time he fought Samoa Joe in a steel cage match. But he want to count the rivalry he had facing against Kevin Owens at the Demon. You can, but televised wise, he only lost one time at the Demon in NXT. So in this case, him losing this way is fine, but still disappointing to see Demon Finn Balor lose here. Now I think it's time for him to officially just end the Demon, and then WWE just killed it. Just don't do it anymore. Because obviously that WWE doesn't know what the fuck to do with you when you're the Demon King. But happy that Edge won. Even though I did pick Balor to win, I'm happy that he won. I think if you in this field officially, he's the right guy to win, in my honest opinion. But speaking of having certain the right person winning, then that's match did not have that happen. And of course, I'm talking about the main event of night 2. Dead at the table, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, for the Undisputed Universal Championship. And man, why? You had it right there. Just, you smell that? You smell that? Oh yeah, it smells like Vince ain't here. Because Vince McMahon had to book this shit. Because why else would he had Sami Zayn come out during this night? Why else would you have the main event end the way it did? The match was good. It was a good match between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. But the overbooking, the last 5 minutes of overbook garbage. And the fact that you have Cody Rhodes lose in the way he did. It's just like, I mean, the match itself was good. You had Cody Rhodes, doing his thing. Roman Reigns was doing his thing. We all thought that, like, the man was, the way he was acting, the way the man was when he was heading down the ring. We all thought that, okay, it might be time for him to drop the titles here. You have Roman Reigns, and Solo Sikoa was out there during the match and I find it funny and kind of suspicious that Solo was out there during Roman Reigns' match, but he didn't bother to be out there with his brothers' match for the tag titles. Like, the Usos have been more friendly than Roman has for Solos, because those are Solo's brothers. Solo had not seen or heard from Woman for years before they crossed paths at Clash at Castle. So that kind of suspicious. That might play out it might be played out. It could be played out during that Monday Night Raw or SmackDown when they do discuss WrestleMania. Sorry, I'm trying to my bad. But you get what I'm trying to say. But closing moments in the matchup, you have the Solo Sikoa was kept on getting involved. You have Solo hitting Cody in the ribs with a chair. At one point, Solo took the belt that Cody wore. Once he gave it to -1 Boy Lee Jr. on it, that was sitting right next to Brandy Rhodes and their daughter Liberty. He gave him the belt that had all the promotion that he worked for outside WWE, and that's when he got ejected, so to speak. But you had Roman Reigns ducked out of the way when the referee gets kicked in the gut Like, he barely got touched, but that was enough for him to get knocked out. And out of nowhere, the Usos came in and super kicked Cody, and then all of a sudden, the new tag team champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, as I like to call him, KO Zayn, came in and take out the Usos. And meanwhile, KO hit him with Reigns with a stunner, and Zayn hit Reigns with the hula kick, and that wasn't enough to take out Roman Reigns. But you had Cody Rhodes hit Roman Reigns with a bionic elbow, say to his father, hit him with not one, not two. Well, there were gonna be three crossroads, but Paul Heyman stopped the referee, distracted the referee, and that's when Soulja Cody came back and hit Cody Rhodes with a Samoan spike, which led Roman Reigns to hit the spear, middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, and still undisputed champion Roman Reigns. We all know that's not gonna be the end of Cody versus woman. This is gonna be a pretty interesting way to how they're gonna play this out. How Cody win here, because we all know Cody is eventually winning the titles, because there's no other person I can think of that they're gonna take the titles off of Roman Reigns. People are saying, "Oh, Jey Uso." Jey Uso can win the titles if he wins Money in the Bank. That's the only way I see Jey Uso win the titles, if he wins Money in the Bank and catches on Roman Reigns. I don't see him winning the titles of a woman having a 25-30 minute match. So that's out of the question. But this match, this feud might end that we might see Cody Rhodes eventually win the titles either at Backlash or at SummerSlam. And if that happens at SummerSlam, a familiar face might be in attendance for SummerSlam. If that happens, if I end up going to SummerSlam, you might see American Dream and A-Drop Black reacting to the whole fucking thing. If I do end up going to SummerSlam, that match does happen. But overall, WrestleMania this year was a good show, but it kind of set the bed, kind of dropped the ball at night 2, especially in the main event, because a lot of people were expecting Cody Rhodes to win, but it didn't. He didn't win, and I'm not, pissed off or angry that Roman Reigns won. I was a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, I know that the eventual outcome of this whole situation. You got to have Roman Reigns eventually pass 1,000 days as undisputed champion, and later down the road, we got to have someone take the title off Roman Reigns, and most likely gonna be Cody Rhodes. But overall, WrestleMania this year, scale of 1 to 10, I gave it a 7. Not bad, not horrible. So yeah, WrestleMania this year was decent, and looking forward to see what happens tonight at the Raw at WrestleMania, because some crazy shit go down. And before the match, Cody Graves said his PCA about, oh well, people, this is bullshit oil world. They cheer the people normally boo. No, those fans got to cheer whoever the fuck they want to cheer for, and they got boo whoever they want to boo. They got boo whoever whoever comes out there tonight. So don't give me that bullshit. And normally the heel that said that dumb shit anyway. But anyway, I'm not going on a tangent. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and tap the bell to get the bell numbers any of my videos. I hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania weekend if you're watching at home or attended the shows, including WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver, Supercard Honor, and all the other shows that went down there. And if you did enjoy WrestleMania, let me know what your very matches were throughout the whole weekend of night 1, night 2, down below. And in the meantime, I'm not gonna A-Drop Black. Fuck connected people to wrestling. I'm out.